Over 450,000 Orthodox Christians worship in the UK, in beautifully ornate churches up and down the country. But there's one church which is slightly more modest. As Claire McCollum has found out, St Fursey's in Norfolk is no bigger than a garden shed.
It's so tiny that processions only take a few steps. The church was built by Father Stephen Weston, a former Church of England priest, in the garden of his own home. I've been to a number of churches in my time, but never one in a back garden. Why here?
Well, we were a small group of people who wished to become Orthodox, and in Great Yarmouth, 16 miles away, was a Greek Orthodox parish, and then in Norwich there was a Russian Orthodox parish, but we wanted to be English Orthodox.
It's quite amazing whenever you come through the door.
Yeah. Well, it looks quite a small shed really on the outside, but people have likened it to Doctor Who's TARDIS because it seems to be bigger on the inside than on the outside. We wanted to build it as authentically Orthodox as possible, hence it's Byzantine style. It's only 18 foot by 13 foot, but we have a nave, 2 transepts and 2 side chapels.
This weekend is an important one for the church as they head out of their little building to hold a service outside.
We celebrate Theophany when other Christians in the West are celebrating Epiphany, and it's the baptism of our Lord in the River Jordan. And that's why many Orthodox congregations go down to a nearby river or stream or even the sea to bless the element of water.
Do thou thyself be present now, us then.
We throw the cross into the waters, it's attached to a string of course so we don't lose it, and the baptism of our Lord Jesus Christ is a revelation to us of the Holy Trinity, the tender-hearted compassion of thine incomparable mercy.
When you first decided to build this church in your garden, what did the neighbours say?
The old gentleman who lived there said, well, Stephen, he said, I don't mind if you build a cathedral in your back garden. So, there he is. And he used to sit in his kitchen window, and he said it gave him comfort to see the cross on top of the church.
January sales are often the best time to grab a bargain, so the temptation to spend is never far away. We heard earlier how one couple became debt-free with the help of a Christian charity, while in South London, another church group is tackling debt with a more preventative approach.
Just give me that Peruvian hair with a snapback, my image on flame.
The young people who made this video are members of the Pentecostal Credit Union, one of over 300 credit unions around the UK. They want to teach a new generation to be responsible with their money. And in workshops like this one in New Life Assembly Church in Dulwich, young people learn how credit unions operate. Members pool their savings, providing a fund from which loans can then be made.
Spend less on your mobile phone bill.
The difference between a credit union and a bank really is that the members own it.
Spend less on games.
We provide low-cost loans and actually pretty good rates of interest on the dividends for savings.
My advice to others would be to keep your credit score high, have a budget and save.
The most important thing, in my opinion, is saving. Because once you start saving, then that's the foundation for all your money issues, worries.
Money comes and it goes.
I would research on how successful people save their money and the mistakes that people who are not successful, how not to do those mistakes.
When you don't have money to spend something, don't buy it and wait until you do have the money to buy it.
We felt it was really, really important to get good habits around spending, around saving, and of course also around giving.
You could probably find a better tariff.
What's that?
See if you can get a better deal.
How important is it to you to explain to people the emotional side of money?
I think it's really important. If you have a lot of money, there's an assumption that you are more important in life or you have more status in life. Saving.
Oh yeah, I get it.
We're working with the young people here to say, your money doesn't define you. That is not about who you are. This work is tremendously rewarding. It is amazing to see these young people really, when the light comes on and really hear them talking about how the plans they're making and how they're going to save, and just to see them develop really.
Better is a one day in your house. Better is a one day in
we go, I've just got time to tell you that next week, ahead of Donald Trump's inauguration as US President, we visit the tiny island of Lewis in the Southern Hebrides to explore its unexpected links with the future leader of the free world. And we'll hear about the strong Presbyterian history of the island. We stay in Scotland for our final hymn from St Macca's Cathedral in Aberdeen.
Details of organisations offering information and support with debt are available on the Action Line pages of the BBC website, or you can call for free at any time to hear recorded information on 08000 564 756.